Hey, it's Snorgle. Welcome to the live stream. Let me just get the social medias here going. So I'm not gonna be looking at chat just for the beginning. Just for the beginning. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Have to make sure I put this link in. Again, I'm not looking at chat just for a second. I'm just gonna put a notice on Discord, and then I'll head into chat and we can start going. Okay. There we go. Lovely. I've got a fresh cup of coffee here. Got my water bottle. Hello, you heart Leon Kennedy. How you doing? I'm doing well. Let's see, which way are we going? We're going this way. We're just going to be doing some peaceful Minecraft, exploring it, chatting. In my least favorite biome. I'm not a fan of the snow biomes. I mean, in Minecraft and in real life. Oh, this is weird. The heck? You're doing pretty well today? Well, I'm glad to hear it. That's excellent. How do I get out of this mess I've got myself into here? Oh my gosh. See, this is the type of thing I really love exploring Minecraft, because what a unique biome. Even though I don't care for it. I just got up not too long ago. It's morning where I am. I've had a cup of coffee, a little breakfast. I've got my second cup of coffee, and I'm ready to get going. I really do like just exploring Minecraft. I think, though, I had an idea about this. This is the same thing I do on, I have to sort of, cold weather pig. Oh, you look so cool. Look at you. You look amazing. Stay warm. It's afternoon for you? Sleeping in is great. I slept in a little as well. I slept in a little bit as well because I could. All because I could. I think I'm going to, this is my exploring Minecraft world. Wow. The heck? Sure. Oh, doggone it. Is that a ship? Hold on, let me get out of here. Uh-oh. Oh, nope, don't die. If I can get my ship back. Oh, dear. Oh, wait. Here. Oh, my gosh. This is part of why I don't like this whole biome. Come here. Oh, it's great. I'll just make another one. Where's my thing? Here it is. I literally just make another one. It's easier. Here we go. I have some. That seems wasteful, and it probably is, but that's the way it goes sometimes. I think I'm going to. I have an idea for this world. I think so. So if you don't know, this is my exploring Minecraft world, and this is just me. This is just me. In peaceful Minecraft, getting to the world and just checking it out, because I don't have that kind of relationship with Minecraft that a lot of people do. A lot of people played Minecraft when they were little, and I never did. And so, this ship. Huh, let's go check it out. It looks almost intact, too. That's cool. That's neat. Look at that. That's really cool. Let's get out. Let's get out of here. And see. How can we hold on? Oh, stop. If I do this, let me get something here. Sure. Probably that too. This can go up here. Okay. Maybe we enter through here? I'm not sure. We'll enter like here. How's that? Oops. Oh my gosh. Okay. There we go. All right. Things are coming together. Oh, not for Pete's sake. All right, there we go. Here we go. Into this. Wow, this is like almost complete. That's really cool. You used to play it normally, so you die so often? You came to terms that inventory is not cheating. Keep your inventory tight. You know, it's an interesting thing. I was just reading about that, and I never really thought about it too much. Not keeping your inventory does seem it seems a little weird to me. And I know that it's not. I'm not sure. Controversial is probably strong, but it's odd to me that that's the norm, that you don't keep it. Let's see. What do we got here? Leather tunic. I don't care about leather. Moss blocks. I'll take some coal. Why not? The rest of it I don't care about. I don't really care about the armor trim or the book. We're fine. Okay. Can I just... Let's see. There was a I saw a comment about, apparently there's a mod that like puts all your stuff in a grave where you died, and you can go back and get it where you set a spawn. I know it's you. I 100% know, L. I remembered. And I thought that mod sounds pretty cool. But it's interesting to me though. I feel like that having your stuff, like if you don't have a bed to lie in, right? So you go back to spawn, it kind of doesn't encourage exploration, right? I think it's interesting. Because if you don't have a spawn point set, and then you just spawn it at, you spawn at the original spawn, you kind of think, well, maybe I'm not going to go too far, right? Maybe I'm not going to explore too much, because if I do, I could lose everything I had. It's an odd choice, I think, from a game developer standpoint. I think it's interesting. It makes people frustrated. Yeah, exactly. It does. Yes, and I get that they're wanting to put some sort of. I understand it as a developer, right? That you want to give some sort of what's the right term? Consequence, right, to dying. I can understand that, but it seems too much to me. It seems like a little too much, which I think is interesting. I find it. Hey, there's a wolf. Hello, how's it doing? And like this whole series is just about exploring, like almost exclusively. And I'm coming up to the time, so I get a decent amount of vacation time, actually quite a bit for someone from the US, right? In my job, my day job. And I kind of have a vacation strategy. I've mentioned this before. I have a little bit of a vacation strategy. That is, I don't take any additional vacation days except for like the public holidays and stuff. I don't take any of those for the first 5, almost 6 months out of the year. And then every single public holiday, like 3-day weekend, I turn to a 5-day weekend. And then I take a bunch of time off at Thanksgiving here, which is like November, and like about 2.5 weeks off at the end of the year. It's marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. It's a little bit rough for the first 5 months, not taking any vacation days, but it makes the rest of the year possible. And I take so much time off at the end of the year. So anyway, what the point of this is that coming up in about a month, I'm going to be doing a lot more live streams. I try to live stream, not every day, but almost every day when I have like 4-day weekends, 5-day weekends. Pumpkins. Oh, so when I was a kid, I was in Scouts. Not for very long because I hated it, but we're talking live streams. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, come at the end of the year, it's definitely more live streams than it is at the beginning of the year. So definitely more of those. Just enjoying a lovely cup of coffee here, and so I'm trying to think. I think it was for Scouts, and you had to grow something. And I think what I needed to grow was like pumpkins. I had to grow pumpkins, and so I got some pumpkin seeds, and I planted my pumpkins, and I watered it, vigilantly. And boy, howdy, do those things, they're just these gigantic, massive of vines and stuff on the ground, And it's interesting because a single tiny little pumpkin grew. Just one tiny little pumpkin out of this whole thing. It took up our entire backyard. Look, literally the entire back garden was nothing but pumpkin vines. I have a little more coffee here. It's just so funny. I don't know what seeing those pumpkins made me think of that. It's so funny. Okay. Why aren't you going down? Why aren't you going down? Boat. Bedrock's so odd. It's such an odd thing. I've gotten so used to playing Java. Bedrock seems. I heard somebody talking. I think it was SB737, who's a popular Minecrafter, was mentioning that somebody asked him about Bedrock, and he said he played it once, and that he played Java so much that it felt to him like it was a completely different game. Which I thought is really that's an interesting comment. I'm not sure I think I completely agree with that, but I do think it's interesting. I'm going to go over here a little bit because I like to check out the places where two biomes meet because I find it interesting. Okay, here we go. Anyway, I was just thinking about that. It's so funny. I was just thinking about that. Growing that pumpkin when I was a kid. Ooh, lava. It's so funny. Just so funny. All that effort for one tiny, tiny, tiny little pumpkin. You prefer Bedrock? You play Java mostly because your friends do? Yeah, there's I started off with Bedrock because when I first started, I did some research into it because the first thing, okay, this is funny. The first thing I did was I didn't know that much about it because I hadn't consumed any Minecraft content at all. Like I don't care for crafting games. I love Minecraft now, but that's why I never played it. I just don't like crafting games. And oh geez. And so when I was researching playing it, the first thing I did was research that, like, is there a dragon? Because I thought I heard that there was a dragon. That's going to shut me right down. If there's a dragon in this game, I'm out. That's my thought. in general. And I had a bunch of people say that there is a dragon, but you're not just going to run across it. You really have to go out of your way to interact with the dragon. It's not just going to happen. I was like, okay, that's good. That's. And then I heard that there were two different versions. I didn't know what the difference was. And so I asked a bunch of people, and the general version was, if you want to play, you have more diversity playing with other people online with Bedrock. But there's really no difference. That's what most people told me. And I think I prefer Java a little bit more than Bedrock. There's just a couple of things that I think I like in Java and it's not deal breakers or anything. It's just interesting to me. Some of the differences I think are very interesting to me. Anyway, that's how I started out playing Bedrock, and then I switched to Java just to try it, and I think I prefer Java. I think I do. But I don't feel super strongly about it. I did think that SB737's comment. What are those differences? Okay, so it's funny. There's a couple of things. So for example, there's some weird things, right? So like if you want to catch a live fish, and I don't remember which is which. Like you have a bucket, you want to catch a fish live, right? And I did that because I made it like an aquarium once. And in one of them, the bucket needs to be empty. And the other one, hi, watching too much, how's it going? I hope you had a great time in Canada. But I'm chatting a little bit about the difference between Bedrock and Java. And so in one of them, if you catch a live fish, the bucket has to be full of water. And another one, it doesn't. And so things like this coming up here is something that incredibly irritates me about Bedrock. Like in Java, you just jump right up. In Bedrock, you have to kind of leap up to get out of the water. So, good morning, watching too much. I hope you're doing excellent. It's bittersweet being back. Yeah, I understand. I wanted to ask if you went to the Tulip Festival. That's this time of year, right? I think it is. Oh, you missed your kitty. Heck yeah. I'm sure your kitty missed you as well. Okay. Just kind of chilling and exploring Minecraft. I really do like just exploring it. I was thinking about this. I think what I'm going to do, because in the last when I did the AMA for my 5th year anniversary, I really noticed how different that world was from this one. You haven't this year? You don't pass the traffic on the way down, though, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Al, if you don't know, this is in the Pacific Northwest, they have this massive tulip festival. It's really cool every year, around this time of year. It's really neat. It's so cool. Anyway, I think what I'm going to say is, I think what I'm going to do when I get to 500,000, I think I'm going to retire this world. Oh, excuse me, let me have some coffee here. I think I'm going to retire this world and start a new Minecraft exploration world. Because I don't just want to know this world. I mean, the whole point of this is I just want to be more familiar with Minecraft. And I thought, initially I was thinking, well, it's probably the same, but then I was thinking, I bet it's not. It's so disappointing. You live so close to Canada, but you can't get poutine there? I know, it's weird, right? Poutine's amazing. You have to kind of make it yourself, and it's hard to do. I 100% agree with that. It's weird. It is weird. You lived in the Pacific Northwest, you would think that poutine would be readily available. And it's not. And it's weird. I agree with that. It can even be challenging just getting some cheese curds. Oh my gosh, poutine is a Canadian staple. And it's French fries with cheese curds and this gravy on top of it. It's so good. Oh my God, so good. But it's a Canadian staple, and for some reason it's really hard to find outside of Canada. I've lived in Pacific Northwest. Canada's right there. Like it's less than a day's drive away. Ooh, hold on. Poutine is so good. Would you have some when you go to like BC, British Columbia, Canada? It's so tasty. Okay, how do I get down here without dying? Anyway, so I think I'm gonna retire this world when I get to 500,000 blocks traveled and start a new one. It's almost worth the drive down to Tillamook Creamery. Oh, I hadn't even thought of that. That's a pro move. That is a pro move. Drive down to Tillamook Creamery for that's okay. Yep, 100%. That is 100% a pro move. Turn the volume down a little bit on my headphones. A little bit loud. There. Okay. There we go. I hadn't thought about going to the Tillamook Creamery in ages. Whoa. Okay. I always like when I see those things like the lava waterfall. Let's go check it out. Let's go check it out. By the way, later today will be another supermarket simulator. It's another game that I didn't think I was going to enjoy that much, and I really like it. It's super fun. See, oh, look, that's so cool. Look at that. How is that going over that tree and not... How is that going over that tree and not burning the tree? That's so weird. Let me get over here and see. That's so odd. How is that not burning that tree? I don't understand. Be careful, my dude. Look at that. Minecraft physics, I know, right? That's so weird. What an odd thing. Huh. It always cracks me some things of like the water physics are so screwed up and weird. And you 100% know that a lot of this stuff was just, they had to get something out. And I'm not criticizing developers, because I've mentioned this before, that I feel like that Minecraft is one of the most thoughtful pieces of software I've ever been involved with. But you know that sometimes you have deadlines. You just have to get stuff out. And like the water physics, I feel like one of those things where they were like, we'll just crank this out and then we'll fix it later. And everybody got used to it and they can't fix it now. Like there's so much stuff in Minecraft like that. It cracks me up so much. Like it's really funny. Oh, look at these flowers. They're so pretty. I'm not sure I've seen these flowers before. Have I? These like brilliant blue ones? Those are so pretty. Goodness. Oh, back to a normal pig. And a bunny. Little bunny rabbit. Is that? Oh, that's a frog. A froggy frog. How you doing, buddy? You look great. You love how goofy the game can be. I know, right? It's so funny. There's just some elements of it that are just so funny. I really do like the resource pack I'm using. Actions and stuff. It just makes the animals like have such a sort of marvelous, kind of sassy move to them. I'm looking forward to I think I am gonna do the dragon in my I think I am gonna play the dragon in my amplified world. I'm a little concerned about finding a stronghold and things like that, just because moving around is so difficult in amplified, but I really want to do that. I'm looking forward to it, which is odd. I was telling my bestie that I'm looking forward to doing the dragon, and she was like, "Who are you, and what have you done with Snorgle?" I was like, "I know, right? It's weird. It's weird. I admit it." Oh, you're playing Minecraft, you've never beaten the dragon? Yeah, I didn't, so here's my thoughts on this. Like, I'd mentioned this before, this is not the type of game I typically play. I don't like crafting games typically. And I still don't, but I love Minecraft. And I love crafting in Minecraft. And, the thing is, whoa, that's, poor chicken's trapped down there. Hope they're going to be okay. You really work towards it? Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just, I don't do dragons. I just don't do dragons. I have zero interest in doing dragons. I just, it's just, I just don't want to interact with dragons. And when I heard, but then I thought about this more, and Kaz was one of the ones who said, well, you can go to the end, and you don't have to fight the dragon. Go to the end, and you can get an ender chest, you can put all your stuff in there, and then you can just not fight the dragon, just go visit the end cities and get an elytra, and like, okay, that's an interesting thought, because the thing that's interesting to me is so many Minecraft YouTubers I watch, it's almost like they view the game starts after you beat the dragon, which is interesting to me. Look at the height of that mushroom. Look how tall it is. What are you doing there, buddy? Like a mushroom from Norway. It's like a Dutch mushroom. It's just incredibly tall. Minus 40, by the way, twisted. This is minus 484,000. Almost a 500,000 blocks. How long I've been traveling? A very long time. This is about a year's worth. I was just, by the way, Twisted, welcome. Nice to see you. I was just mentioning this, that I think I'm going to retire this world at 500,000 blocks and start a new one for this series, for the Exploring Minecraft. Just to explore new different worlds. Because when I did the 5th anniversary one, it struck me how different it was. And then I started thinking, I bet. Greetings, unknown viewer. The unknown viewer is L from the forums. Have a little more coffee here. Good coffee. So I think that this world is going to retire in 16,000 blocks, and start a new one. The PvP math. Yeah. It's no big deal. No big deal. It's a long. I've been traveling a long ways, and I'm actually quite proud of how much I've traveled. But I do think that here's my thought is that I want to be familiar with Minecraft, not just this world, and I don't really have a huge stake in just going the distance for going the distance sake, right? I just want to explore. I want different worlds, and the thought crossed my mind that initially I was like, it's not going to be that much difference traveling and looking at different biomes from one world to the next. But then I thought, I don't know if that's true. Right? Did the voice just go away for a second, or is it you? Oh, did it go away for a second? Is it back? I think I need to replace my microphone cable. And I have a new one. I just haven't done it yet because I've been noticing a couple of weird things in my videos as well. Yeah, I think I need to replace my microphone cable because there's some weird issues. So thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate it. How long was it out for? Do you know? Can you say? Like 30 seconds, 2 minutes? Like 2 seconds. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. And I can kind of see it. It's if I watch, I've seen it happen a couple of times when I was recording a video, and it's like, so I think my microphone cable is screwy. That's what I think. So I'll have to play around with that. But thank you for letting me know. It confirms what I suspected. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to start a new exploring Minecraft world, which I'm very excited about. I think it's going to be super fun. I'm not sure what this biome is. I do think the new world I'm going to do is going to be Java, because I want to know what the biomes are called I'm in, and I can't do that in Bedrock. Not as easily. Like with I could just F3 in Java and figure it out. So, but like this biome is so cool. Look at those flowers. Just those stunning flowers. Sheep moving on block scared the crap out of you? Oh yeah, I'm playing with actions and stuff. Yeah, I know, right? They're so sassy. They have such that sassy little walk. I love it. I don't know what this biome's called. Is this a swamp technically? I'm not sure. I just love seeing these different biomes. It's so fun. Here we go. I think we'll put a bed down here. Okay. Put this back. This down here. I just like to have beds every once in a while, you know? Just to make sure that we don't lose our progress. Okay. There we go. Put the bed down. Go to sleep. Snorgle's been the widest of using the boat. Then he's literally holding. That's true. I did that about that. It's true. I'm just a silly goose. Another hugely. Look at how tall that red mushroom is over there. I'm literally holding a boat. I hadn't thought about that. That's funny. Look how huge those are. Yeah, they really are Dutch mushrooms, aren't they? Just gigantic. I have a friend who's Dutch, and she's very tall, like 6'1", almost as tall as I am, almost. I love the sassy little walk they have. It's just so cool. Look down here. I just love where these two biomes meet. It's so neat. So cool. I really enjoy just checking out Minecraft, becoming more familiar with it. Just across the board. It was so funny to me when I did my 5th anniversary video, and I did something similar to this in a different world, but it was in Java. I've forgotten how much I'm used to in this particular instance. Like I play Java almost exclusively, except for this exploring Minecraft. And I've just gotten so used to the way that the little intricacies of Bedrock versus Java are so interesting to me. We find a mansions. I remember that too. There were no mods. Yep. And there was somebody in the chat. It wasn't a regular viewer, I don't think, that spotted it. Maybe it's you. I don't remember. Somebody spotted it, and I wouldn't have spotted it in a million years. Like not in a million years. That was really neat. And the giant kitty statue, that was cool. That was really neat. Hey, Wolf, how you doing, buddy? I would imagine it's not impossible, but it's a little difficult to domesticate and tame wolves in peaceful, just because it's harder to get bones. I was thinking about that. I wouldn't mind seeing another mansion, but they're so kind of rare, you know? We could get a companion for our journey? Maybe. We could. We absolutely could. 1000%. We'll have to think about what we want as a companion. Like a kitty is the obvious choice, right? We do a little fishing. Fishing's it's a little tricky, but I think I'm pretty, whoa, holy crap. We'll just go over here. How do we get around this? There we go. Look at that. I love it. Just these plains, and there's just this lone mountain there. That's so cool. Maybe the next villager, and we'll see if we can get some fish. An axolotl? Oh, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen an axolotl. I mean, not in any of my worlds. Or pufferfish. I've seen those. Look at that. That's so cool. I love how it just opens up onto these plains. I feel like that villages are more common in Bedrock than they are in Java. And I for no other reason than I just feel like it. I don't know if that's true or not. May not be. I just feel like I see them more often in Bedrock than I do in Java. Like, well, speak of the devil. Our rule is we always check out like those pillager towers, and we always check out villages when we can. But there's been a couple of exceptions, but in general, that's our rule. See what we can see. I was watching, I mean, just before I was watching a YouTuber who was trying to see if he could beat Minecraft without moving a single block. So he wrote a program that would go through one of those. I guess there's websites apparently that have like, oh, don't close the door on me. How dare you? That will go through and look at different worlds. You know, so he wrote a computer program that and it'll tell you like what's in the world, and you can look at the maps ahead of time, I guess. I don't really do that, but I understand there's people who do, like Donut, not Dr. Donut, but Donut, who mainly does Call of Duty stuff, has a second channel, maybe the third channel, where he does Minecraft. I know, right? I know. They're so, like, it's axes and stuff, so they're so sassy. They just kind of boink around a little bit. It's marvelous. I love it. The animations are just spectacular. Excuse me. Coming in. The heck? Oh. There, I don't care about any of that really. I mean, normally I might take a little bit of gold, but I just don't care, to be honest. Okay, we'll check out these houses. It's a good sized village, actually. Have I already been here? Yeah, I've already been here. Okay. Keep going. You know what? I'll take this. Heck yeah. Let's see. Check out a couple of things and then we'll continue our journey. Yeah, the actions and stuff is so marvelous. It's such a great mod. I guess plug-in, technically, since we're in Bedrock. Oh, a spear. Neat. I don't really need it, but that's good. Kind of cool. This way. Okay. So I installed CurseForge. Previously, I was in my job, I installed CurseForge, and I need to get. I'm not quite entirely sure how it works, so I have to get a little bit more into it. But I do. I got sick of having to download, and anytime there's an update, I had to download, Fabric and the Fabric API and the GUI Compass, and it's just kind of a pain. Tiny horse, little baby horse. Where? It was back here somewhere. I really do. I like the additions that Minecraft is making. It's an interesting thing to me because when I was looking into the history. Axolotl spawned in lush caves. Find a lone of pink stuff. I think in the original world, Guppy's world, the petting zoo world, I think in a live stream I stopped by. I saw one of those ones, and I ended up not going into the lush cave, and probably for the best because it would have just died horribly. But think when you fall into one eventually, yeah. I would not mind exploring a lush cave because I think it would be really cool to see. We'll definitely consider getting. What is that? What's this? Is that a good? It is. Huh. Quiet again? Oh, duck on it. Does it just cut out? I'll have to do something. That's really, yeah, it's something that's going on with my system. So thank you for letting me know. I'll have to different. Don't like it at all. I hope it's not my mic. Is the music too loud or the voice is quiet? Strange. Very strange. I don't know. Let me just turn this. I'm just going to put the voice up a little bit. There. Well, put the voice up a little bit. Maybe that's a little better. Actually, we'll actually turn the music down a little bit too. We turn that down a little bit. Okay. See how that goes. Maybe that's a little bit better. And sometimes the music can get quite loud. My mic's necked up. Yeah, it is. I'll definitely have to look into it. I hope it's not my mic. I hope it's not my audio interface. I hope it's just the cable. And I suspect it probably is the cable because the mic I have, the Shure SM58, and they're pretty bulletproof. They're almost impossible to. Look at the sassy little way this thing moves. It's interesting though. I'm gonna have to watch this. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Let's do this. So I'm sorry about the audio problems. Where's my boat? Doing boat things. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that's really irritating. I apologize for that. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into it and see. I'm hoping I purchased a new mic, and I haven't. So I'm hoping it's just that. Just a new XLR cable. I hope that it's that. And I'm trying to watch. In addition to watching the chat, I'm trying to watch OBS and see what happens with that because that should detect it. Should. Little kitty in a box. Love it. Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to watch OBS a little bit and see. so peaceful. Yeah, it is. Ooh, time for a coffee break. It's always time for a coffee break. We'll be here. We will be here. Okay. W twisted. Indeed. Indeed. Coffee break is always a win. I love sometimes just cruising out in the middle of the ocean at night. It's really neat. Hello, Wikimon. How's it going? Nice to see you. That's the SCP researcher. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm having some minor microphone issues, so I apologize for that. I apologize for that. I'm trying to watch OBS as I watch the chat and play this game. I'm doing fantastic, actually. I'm doing really, really well. I was mentioning earlier, I work, my day job is in a profession that where weirdly the vacation time is heavily regulated. And so, and that's which is unusual for the US. And so I have a vacation strategy that I use. I get a lot of vacation days for people in the US. It's probably normal for people in Europe, but for the US, I get a lot of vacation. And so one of the things I do is I don't take any vacation days for the first 5 months out of the year. And then starting with is it Labor Day, I think? Or is it Memorial Day? The one in May. I take every 3-day weekend and I turn it into a 5-day weekend for the remainder of the year. And then I take like a full week off at Thanksgiving. I take like 2.5 weeks off at the end of the year. So we're coming up on that time. We're coming up on the time when I get a lot of time off. And it makes the first 5 months of not taking any extra vacation days, it makes it very nice. The other side too is that I actually really enjoy my job. I very much enjoy what I do for a living. And I think somebody was asking me the other day. I was chatting with my bestie, and she was asking me if I made, if I could make, would I be a full-time YouTuber if I made enough money to do that? And I absolutely would. There's some things I'd have to think about though. Extra streams. Yep. No, exactly. Watching too much. You know exactly what's coming on. Yep. So typically, like for the most, it's not always the case, but for the most part, it's here in the US. If there's a 3-day weekend, it's typically like a Monday off. Sometimes a Friday. Sometimes it's on a specific date. But if for the most part, it's a Monday off, which means, hey, look, a village, which means that I'll take the Thursday and Friday off, and I try to do streams on those days. So my bestie was asking me what I would do if I was a full-time YouTuber. I said, well, a couple of things. Number one, I'd have to get my merch sorted out because I think that would be a non-insignificant source of income. And I don't really want it to be income from me. I want more people just to have Snorgle merch if they want it. And so I'm working on that, by the way. Even as small as we are, I am working on Snorgle merch. Working with my graphic design buddy. Now, but I think that the thing that gets tricky about it is if you're self-employed here in the US, insurance becomes an issue. Like it just does, because I would have to create a corporation and have insurance through that corporation. I think that's the only way to do it, because health insurance here is really screwed up. It's an absolute mess. What is that? Oh, I can upgrade gear. That's interesting, huh? Okay. So I'd have to do that. I'd have to get the health insurance settled, I'm headed the wrong way. And then I think that what I would do is I think I would still produce daily videos. I think I'd go for if I had more time to produce daily videos, I definitely would spend a little bit more time editing. So it'd be a little bit cleaner, a little bit, not too much, because I like the style of my videos and I like the quality of them. But if I had more time, I might spend a little bit more time tweaking them, a little more polished. But then I also think I would probably stream 5 days a week, in addition to the videos. Oops. Which would be fun. I would so much love to stream 5 days a week. But as it is, this has to happen when I have my vacation days. Look at this. Just spectacular. I still love that they have the floating mountains. It's so funny. It just cracks me up every single time. It's so funny. You know that it started off as a bug, and they just left it. That, which I just find hysterical. You love the AMA? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I had so much fun doing it. If there's by the way, if I didn't quite answer the question, there's another question you have, ask me here. I will be happy to answer it in the exact style that I did there. I tried to be with the AMA. Some of the questions I've answered on stream before, but I don't think I've answered them as thoroughly. And so I tried to be much more thorough and more candid when I was doing the AMA, so that, you know, I'm glad you liked it though. Is that like a pillager outpost? It is. Look at that. Let's see. I always have trouble finding the doors of these things. Is that the door? It's so weird. I guess it is. Okay, well, put this down here. Let's see what we have here. We'll put one. Oh, that's easy enough. Easy enough. Okay. See what's up here. I love just being able to go to these things and check them out, because I'll take that. I don't think I need anything else though. Yeah, I don't need any of this stuff. Only one subscription of 160? That's incredible. You think the promo helped? Yeah, heck yeah. That's great. Good for you. Your growth is significantly better than mine. Although it hasn't been. I've gotten in the last 28 days, I've gotten 11 new subscribers, which is good, because previous to that, I got none for a couple of months. It's really weird. I feel like the video views and stuff are starting to turn around a little bit from the August update. I mentioned this in the AMA as well. I just don't like this here. There. And it's interesting to me. I find it fascinating how everything works. But I really enjoyed doing the AMA. If you have, like I said, if you have any questions, ask away. Happy to. Whoa. Oh, that's so weird. Look at this tiny little village too. Just a little tiny thing. Interesting. You don't think you have many subs because you're one of the, because you're many reviews SCP fandom? Yeah, probably. That very well could be. That very well could be. Well, plus you're also producing pretty quality videos, but it helps to be in a very niche sort of, have very sort of niche content. I like the ones with the lofts. I think they're cool. Okay, look at this. This village is so crazy. Don't care about that. Are we? This is the right way. Okay. Look, a kitty. Look, a little tiny kitten. Oh, that's so cute. They're so cute. Okay. Just keep going. We're actually doing, I don't think we're going to hit 500,000 views and 500,000 blocks, but don't warp into each other. What are you doing? Okay. Let's keep going. Look at this. I just love it. I'm very much enjoying supermarket simulator. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I am. It's a very fun game. I don't know how much longer I'm going to play it, but I probably want to get a little bit better. Look at that. What are you doing jumping around there, buddy? Oh, heck yeah. I love the animations. Absolutely love the animations. Okay. It's funny. So one thing that's interesting. Someone asking, I think Al was asking about the difference between Java and Bedrock. One of the things I think is interesting, particularly in Peaceful, is that in Bedrock, the healing is at a slightly different rate in Peaceful than it is in Java. And so, like in Java, it's impossible to drown. Why can't I? Oh, for Pete's sake. Because the healing rate is the exact rate as the drown tick rate you get when you can't breathe. Mr. Snorgle says, "You have beta 7." I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean. Please extrapolate. Okay. Whoa! Oh, almost fell. Man, that would have been not great. Although there's water in this, it probably would have been okay, but still. Okay. And I think I just got to the point. I think I just got to the level of Supermarket Simulator where I can actually name my store something interesting. I was listening to a live stream of Let's Game It Out. What do I choose? Wait, let me see. New 7, Beta 7, or ETA 10? I'm not sure what those are referring to. Do I just choose one without knowing? I mean, if I choose one without understanding the context, I lean towards New 7. New 7 is it. That's my choice. Look at that sassy sheep. New 7, it is. My choice. I don't know what context, but I will take it. I was talking to my bestie about, I mentioned this before, that about I can definitely in game suffer from hubris. Not in real life too. Like, whoa. Oh, that's the SCP Mobile Task Force? Oh. I'm happy to choose for you. I absolutely suffer from hubris. And my bestie thinks that it's one of my better qualities, which I think is really funny. Because I'm just like, how can I bumble into it? It's like, oh, it's a lot harder than I thought. You know? Look at all these mushrooms. I think that's so funny. Look at those. Look how tall those trees are. My goodness. Anyway, like I just think it's so fascinating that in Bedrock, in Peaceful, you can drown because the healing is not quite. It doesn't quite heal enough when you're underwater and you can't breathe. But like in Java, it's impossible to drown in Peaceful. I think that's really interesting. I think that's fascinating. Okay. I'm watching the mic. So far the mic is okay. So far the mic seems to be doing okay, but I will replace that and see and try again because I've had a couple of mic issues. It's really a pain and I hate it. So I am absolutely hoping that it's not my audio interface or my mic because those are, I mean, neither one of them are expensive, but still. like the new 7. I like the way it looks. I think it looks cool. Looks better than the other ones. Better branding, I think. Better branding, in my opinion. I am going to be working with my friend on some new branding for my channel. It's still going to be Snorgle Games, but I think I'm going to do a new avatar, and I'm just going to work on some new stuff. Hello. I hope we're not moving back into a snow biome. I don't like the snow biome. It's my least favorite. New 7 code name is Hammer Down? Huh. Does that refer to anything? Whoa, look how deep that is. Whoa. Try to avoid that. There we go. There we go. I was thinking about, I think I'm going to do in the next Exploring Minecraft, the sort of podcast one that I'm kind of thinking, kind of doing. I think what I'm going to do next time is something on critical thinking. Because last time I did a thing on confirmation bias, and I really enjoyed doing that. And I just noticed, like, so there's some drama happening now in the PvP community, and it's shocking to me how toxic and dysfunctional the PvP community is in Minecraft. It's really disheartening because the rest of Minecraft is just so great, but the PvP community is just an absolute hot mess. And let's see, I guess we can do the bonk, run right into a tree. And so there's a PvPer named Marlo who has for quite a while been one of the best PvPers around there. She's legitimately amazing. She's played Clown Purse and It's Real Me and she's legit. But there is the PvP is so toxic. There's a movement by a bunch of men, of course, to try to say that number one, she's either cheating, or number two, that she's not a she. She's actually a man. And Dr. Donut, who, by the way, I do not like. I think he's objectively a terrible person, and I also think that he's not very smart. And this is why I want to talk about critical thinking, because there's this movement. Dr. Donut actually said that there's no way that a woman could beat a man in esports because it's never happened. First of all, I don't believe that's true. Secondly, given how toxic the PvP community is, I wonder why more women don't participate. Gee, I wonder. You know? Sleeping? It's a mystery. You know? It's such a horrible toxic community. It's an absolute mystery. And so Marlo, there's just been this, and I just feel like there's so many people in, you know what, we'll just sleep here. But so many people in some of these toxic communities that just have a particular thing they want to be true, and it doesn't matter what's said, right? And I just hate it. Oh, that's a nice color blue. U7 Hammer Down, SCP Foundation's Heavy Combat Battalion, heavily armed soldier tanks and helicopters used for large-scale breaches and major threats. Where am I going? This way? No, this way. We might get to 500,000 blocks. That'd be interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Isn't there something with igloos? There's something hidden underneath it or something. I don't remember. I thought there was something with kitty. I thought there was something with igloos. Wait. Let's go this way. Look at this. What an odd thing. Huh. MFD Beta Mads Hatters Foundations. Hazmat specialist. Interesting. I do need to play some. Isn't there something with Igaloos? Is there something hidden underneath it or something? I don't remember. I thought there was. Edible coffee. Okay, I guess we just keep going. Nope, wrong way. There we go. This way. That was my few choices. Nice. Okay. Go this way into just before my least favorite biome. I'm not a fan of the snow biomes. In real life or, in Minecraft. The villager? Villager zombies. Oh, turn zombie. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay. I thought there was something. Thank you for the information. Okay. Keep going. I was kind of playing around a little bit in the fifth anniversary world, and which is kind of funny because, oops, I accidentally put on some gold shoes that had cursive unbinding, and I didn't really want those on because I kind of in the exploration worlds, because I don't have to really worry about armor. I like to wear leather boots because you're not going to sink in the snow. Which somebody, I think it was Twisted, told me that. So I wanted to switch that up, and I tried to. I was like, oh, I'll just build a little thing around myself, and then round. And I couldn't do it in Java. It's so funny. I just couldn't do it. It wouldn't let me. Okay, here we go down here. We'll have to go back up again, but that's okay. Actually, we can just go this way. Go around a little bit, kind of avoid this mountain. I love when the snow falls, though, in Minecraft. I think it's really nice. I really like when you switch between like the snow falling in Minecraft and raining, because they have a little bit of both. It's really cool. I enjoy that. One of the few things about the snow biome that I enjoy, actually. Those clouds up there. Man, I really like this. That's a lot. So you get a zombie, you can turn it back to normal. Yeah, I think a lot of people. I was looking into doing a trading outpost. Not a trade. What's it called? A trading something. Anyway, we have a bunch of vegetables, and each one you can trade to get enchanted stuff. And I think that they say that that's a way you can do that. That you can trade. You infect all the villagers you're trading with, and then you cure them, and they give you much better prices. Okay, I do think I probably need to move my boat because this is just ridiculous. Oh, stop. Oh, daggone it. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Let's see. Get back here. Where are you going? Oh, for Pete's sake, what are you doing? It's still weird to me that boats sink in Minecraft. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, I think we're getting out of the. Yeah, we are. We're getting out of the cold, which is good. But look, I just love how there's this transition. Look, it's this little transition between. It's just so thoughtful. Both things are happening at once. This raises kind of less effort. Yeah, I've never done that before, and I would really like to do that. I would really love to have like a trading post. That's what it's called. I'd love to have a trading post because I think it's I like the idea of it. You know, I like the idea of the trading post. I think it's cool. Because I kind of like the idea of just being able to, if you die or something, just being able to, you know, or you use up all the stuff. There's having an easy way of having whatever you want your loadout to be. I like that concept. And I think it's going to be so interesting to me that when I beat the Ender Dragon, hot take, that it's interesting to me, and it'll be really interesting to me that when I beat the Ender Dragon, how much the world is going to change. Because then you have an Electra, and you have what's it called, the Skulker boxes or something, and you have an Ender chest. I mean, your shower? You're right back? Okay, I'll be here. We're back. I thought we were getting out of the snow, but apparently not. That's fine. Okay. Let's head it up here. Let's see here. We go. Whoops. We'll just see what we do here. I was hearing some people were talking about how Mojang has been updating Minecraft differently lately, which I think is interesting. They talked about how like previously they used to have really huge updates. Like there was like caves updates and they made the end harder, and they made the nether harder, which I think is interesting. Like it's really interesting. The nether thing is interesting to me because like speedrunners, another slightly problematic community, but not quite as bad as PvP. The speedrunners play like 1.16 because apparently you can actually kind of cheese in Java you can kind of cheese it and use at the F3 and bar chart. Whoa, holy crap. Bar charts and some other things to easily find fortresses, bastions, and stuff. And you can't do that with other things. You can't do that with newer versions. It's harder to find stuff. I think that's really interesting. I think that's fascinating. Ooh, cold weather cow. Hello. Yeah, I think that's really fascinating. Here we go. Yeah, just coming to like some plains now. Huh. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. What is that? See that? What is that? Like a big tall white thing over there. It's just like an ice statue or something. I don't know. Let's head over there and see what that is. I don't know what that is. Can we talk about the music era? My music era? Sure, absolutely. Happy to talk about it. What questions do you have? I would absolutely love to answer any questions you have about it. Ask me anything. I was for background. Oh, that's water. Oh, it's ice? Oh, it's ice. That's cool. So, whoa, that's a death fall. So for background, we're talking about how I got into music in the first place. For some reason, I never could figure this out. My old man, when we were growing up, we didn't have much money. We were quite poor, and for whatever reason, my old man, when I was really young, pre-kindergarten, right? My old man would take me to different things, you know, just to see what I was interested in. All kinds of, he'd take me to sports ball events, which I was never particularly interested in. And he took me to like the theater and he just took me to a bunch of different stuff. I remember one time he took me to this Buddhist temple, and they have this really cool thing where they make these really intricate drawings with sand. They make this art with sand, and it's really intricate and it looks really cool. And then when it's all over, they just sweep it all away. They don't let it doesn't sit for very long or anything. They take it, and that's part of the thing is to not be too attached to physical things, you know. And it's really it was so. My old man took me to see a really famous. Is that another Pillager Outpost? Took me to see a very famous jazz musician when I was like 3 or 4. And I just immediately knew that's what I want to do with my life. I just immediately knew it at that young age. And I pestered my parents for me to take piano lessons. Just pestered him and wow, I can't go down there because I will die. Ouch. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Okay. And so I bugged my parents so I would finally like do some things and paid for piano lessons from the money I got from doing chores and stuff. And so I started taking piano lessons, and that's the only thing I ever wanted to do. Like from the time I was really young, is play music. And whoa, neat. Let's sleep here. And then we'll check out the bastion. Or not the bastion. The Pillager Outpost here thing. Okay. Where's the thingy? Oh, we have there. That's inconvenient. Okay, I think we'll just break our way in. So then I took and so I remember like when I was really young, you know, my parents would sometimes like, my dad would get a bonus or some extra money or something like that. So they'd take us to the movies, which is a really rare occurrence. And I had to scroll on Discord to find what you wanted to ask. Okay. Let me talk about this. So I took piano, and like my parents would want to go to the movies or something like that, and as I mentioned, I would just beg them to just lock me home. All I want to do is play music. I just want to practice. And I took piano lessons when I was a little kid. What's a village? I think we'll pass. That's one of the rare villages I think we'll pass. So I took piano. Oh, whoa, man, I almost died. That was scary. So I practiced that all through high school, and then I went to university and got a degree in music, a performance degree with a emphasis on composing. And about halfway through my university, getting my degree, I was making enough money that I could support myself. I could support myself and pay for my university through music. So about halfway through my getting my university degree, I was a professional musician. I made enough money to pay my rent and to pay my tuition, and so that's when I became a professional musician. And then, you know, after I got my university degree, I was still a professional musician. I would do live gigs. I probably was working on average 4 to 5 nights a week. I do a lot of casual stuff, you know, playing like jazz standards in like a nice restaurant or steakhouse or something like that. Things like that, just nice. Like those gigs are called casuals, where you're just background music. And there's some other things too, but I played that and I also did a decent amount of arrangements. So, I had some people who wanted an arrangement for a local, chamber orchestra or something, and so I would do that. There's also what's called copy work, and my handwriting in general is bad, but I have really, really good handwritten musical notation. I can do that really well. And so some people, most of that's done with computer now, but you still need a person. It's not as automatic because there's too many choices to be made for what's going to make it easier. For every rule, there's 160 things that you need to break it in a given time. So when you're looking at music notation, when you look at music notation, a lot of it is in context. So you need a person to make these sort of decisions. Otherwise, it's harder to read. And when you have something like an orchestra or an orchestral score or something like that, that's super important. You want to make it as easy as possible for the musicians to play. So you have what's called copyist, and basically they just take like a composer's chicken scratch and make all the parts. And some composers, most of that is done with computer, but some composers want a handwritten look. They, for whatever reason, they want it handwritten. So I would do some of that. I would get some of that sometimes too, because I was a good copyist, and my notation was good, and I made good decisions based on how people would play. But the reason I stopped, and I can tell you this, is I had a long-standing gig with this really nice restaurant, and again I was just playing like background music, just jazz standards and things like that. And I would get, normally when you're a musician, you want to get paid in cash. And it's just the way it generally works. And sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have to cut a check fee or something, but in general, you want to get paid cash. And I remember I was at this one restaurant, and they didn't have enough cash to pay me, and it wasn't that much. Like you just don't make that much as a musician. It was a few $100. They didn't have that cash on hand, and so they had to cut me a check. And that would happen every once in a while, And anytime they cut me a check, I would just go to the bank that it was drawn on, and I'd gone to this bank several times. And this is the catalyst that made me quit. I went to the bank several times, so I got to know the tellers, and this one teller asked me, "Why are you coming here to cash the checks? Why don't you put it in your bank account?" I was like, I don't know, it's a habit I got into. And then I realized that without even really thinking about it, at all, the reason I did it is because 75% of the time there wasn't enough money in the bank account, and the check would bounce. And just without even thinking about it, I just thought, "Hi, Barney, how's it going?" I'm explaining to Elle, who's at iHeart Kennedy, why I quit music. And so I just mentioned that. I was like, I guess they just inflectively do that because I'm positive that restaurants, like nice restaurants, have more than one bank account, and they have one where they know the checks are going to bounce until there's enough money in there or whatever, and they have one because they're not bouncing checks to Cisco. They're just not. They're not bouncing checks to their suppliers. They're just, and then you realize that things like streaming music services, musicians just get shafted. Like it's so bad. And they don't talk about the hidden secret is huge musicians like Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber use their people use entire sort of armies of bots to artificially crank up the amount of listening so they can make more money, because the amount of money you make on your music. You know, the royalties on your music is just garbage from streaming services. It's absolutely appalling. It's one of those things where, like, I knew older musicians who talked about how, like, before streaming services, if you had, you know, a somewhat reasonable hit, it was enough that you got enough radio airplay, and the royalties you'd make off the radio airplay was actually quite good. Look how cute that is. It's quite good, and you could actually make a living on that. That does not exist anymore for smaller musicians, by the way. It just doesn't. That time is gone, which is why you see so many musicians playing a lot of live gigs, and I need an axe. Hold on. Let me just make an axe really quickly. I left that kind of, why do I keep doing that? I'm so stupid. I think I need one more. So anyway, it was one of those situations where I kind of suddenly realized that it was just, I couldn't make a living at it, you know, and I had some side hustles. I taught private lessons. I don't use Spotify because of how they treat musicians. That's 100% true, and it's remarkably inconvenient. But I don't because they get such a raw deal. That's 100% true, and it's inconvenient for me, and I understand that. It's just I just don't do it, and I'll take this one out, sure. And so when I realized that, and I realized that the entire industry, if you have any kind of dealings with like record companies, for example, and you're not, you know, like this huge person, they demand the rights to your songs. So you lose the rights to your own songs. If you want any kind of a deal, they get the rights to your songs, and they get, and which is how you make money. That's how you make. It's horrible. I mean, Taylor Swift had to re-record all of her first like 5+ albums so she'd have the rights to them. That's just appalling. It's horrible, you know. And the entire industry is set up to take advantage of the musicians. And when I thought about that, I dedicated my entire life to this, you know. I dedicated my whole life to being a musician and to playing music and this art form that I think is just this phenomenal thing that's been around since humanity has been around. And I just can't do it. The whole industry is set up to take advantage of you and to treat you like something that's to be taken advantage of, and like it's normal. And when I realized that, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it. I can't be taken advantage of, you know? And it's something that, like, you don't make that much money. You know, I never made much money as a musician. I don't know anybody. I know a couple of musicians who actually were some of the more successful musicians I've known. And they were able to just make it just performing. But that's rare. There's only 2 people I know who do that. Most of the time, like, I know piano players who tune pianos as a side hustle. Teaching lessons is pretty common, very common, actually. But that's why I quit. Let's see, what else did you ask? How long did it last? I was a professional musician for several years. Yeah, including college. Like I mentioned this, when halfway through college, I was making enough money that I didn't have to have a part-time job. It's always so funny. I think it's Monkey Man mentions, laughs about how much I talk about having part-time jobs. Part of that is because you need a job because you're not making enough as music, and this is before, you know, you're making enough as a professional musician to get by, even as a poor college student. And so typically what I do is, I get a job. It was like, maybe it's like painting houses or something, whatever it was. I get a job so that I could pay for my tuition and pay for my rent and have food on the table and stuff like that. But if I had a gig, I just quit. I'd 100% quit because music always came first. Music was the most important thing in my life. And if they wouldn't give me off, I just quit. I was just talking about you and how I was mentioning when I was a musician that I've had so many different jobs because if I got a gig, I just quit and then get a new job. get another new job. And it's not the great way to do it, best way to do it, but there's a lot of jobs that are really hard that pay decent money, and you can just quit. But so I mean, that's when I lore, yep. And so that's when I realized that I was like, well, there's what can I do? And so that's when I started. Right after I did that is when I realized that I love to play games, and I'm pretty good at sort of creatively thinking about games and how to play them. So I taught myself to program. I taught myself development, and started making games, and mainly did for most of the games that I made at that point. I designed, like I create the games, design them, and I haven't talked about this that much. Yeah, I taught myself how to program, and taught myself programming language, and then started designing and developing games. And it was mainly for advertising. Because advertising needs to have games. I do some educational games and stuff too, but those are two things: educational games and advertising, and just small, fun, little quirky games. Designing and developing those, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that quite a bit. But advertising is another industry that is it's not honest. Advertising is based on tricking people to do stuff, and I didn't like that. But I did that for a while as well, and then I do what I currently do now, which is sort of adjacent to game design and development. It's not exactly the same thing, but it's adjacent to it. We need to make an S&P game together? Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be super fun. I've kind of started getting back into C++ because there's some things I want to do on Unreal Engine. And I haven't done C++ in ages, and I need to get back into it. I even made some games in Python, which I enjoy. I like Python, but I think it would be good to be more familiar with Unreal Engine. And I haven't checked out Godot that much at all, but I think Godot looks very accessible as well. I have a friend who ports. He programs games in Unreal Engine and then ports them to WebAssembly through some plugins, and the quality of browser-based games he can get is just amazing. Finally, someone who died to make one with all the spare time I have. But I would yeah, we can chat about that for sure. Anyway, that's how I got into music, and I devoted the majority of my life to it. And the business part of it absolutely sucks, and it's horrible, and it's just made to take advantage of the musicians and to line the pockets of a bunch of sleazy businessmen, and I hate it. And so I don't play anymore at all. It's because every time I play, it just reminds me of that, and how there's the art part of it is just to me one of the most beautiful things that's ever existed for humanity. And again, it goes back to what humanity is, right? As long as there's been humans, there's been music. Same with art, like cave paintings, same thing. It's something that is inherent to who we are as a species. And so it saddens me every time I think about that. I've had somebody ask me who's my favorite, like, if I'm thinking about like really legit musicians, who's my favorite? And I think that I've thought for a long time, my favorite composer, like classical composer, is an Estonian composer named Arvo Pärt. And he is just amazing. His music is so incredible. He's got like, he does, it's not regular music. He's sort of, hey, we might hit 5,000 in this thing. That's cool. That'd be really neat. 500,000 blocks. Can you believe it? Arvo Pärt, though, check out his stuff because he just does really fabulous orchestral stuff. It's really just stunning. And I'd say that he probably is one of the best composers who does structured atonal music. Anyway, that's the story of why I stopped being a professional musician. How I got into it, why I stopped. Let's see. Is this week? Well, I'm just going around here. I have to figure out which direction I'm supposed to be headed. This way? Yes, this way. Look at that, man. I love the way they have just random lights on there. It's so cool. Looks really neat. There. Probably have to go around this a little bit, so. Thank you for the lore top. No problem. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. The heck is that? Look at that. That's so cool. That little cave in there. It's so neat. It's always so funny to me. Oh, look at that. Up there. If there's an easy way to get up there, maybe I'll try it, but it doesn't look like there is, so I think I'll avoid it. I think I'll avoid it. It's funny, I haven't seen any ruined portals in this stream. Is that a boat? Can't tell. You want to head for the boat? Yeah, it's a little bug. It's a little bug and axes and stuff. Prison Break? I do know Prison Break. Yeah, I haven't played it, but I am familiar with it. Yes. Okay. Can we? How do we? Let's see. Can we just pull up here? Yeah. Boat stay there. Let's just. I'm not seeing any. I guess there's no. Let's go. Which way am I going? This way? Yes. Yeah, I've watched a couple Let's Plays of Prison Break. I love good pixel art. I love that style. I don't know what those bubbles were from. Look at that. They just test the ground, make it look sort of desolate, you know? It's really cool. I don't need these. I think I'm going to go around this one too. Like an SCP in that style, that would be cool. That would be really cool. I don't think I've seen that. Like a pixel art SCP game. I'm not an SCP-ologist by any means, but actually I've seen that. Okay. I do like the speed you can make up on boats. I think the dolphin thing is funny. Where if you leash a dolphin, you can go these insanely fast speeds. I think that's really funny. But I do think that I think that I'm going to. I think I'm going to do my next exploring Minecraft video. I think I'm going to do it on critical thinking. Because like I was watching this, I guess Swite, I guess is a Minecraft PvPer, and he did this video about how he thought that Marlo, the PvP I was talking about before, how she was cheating based on some log files that she showed, and I'm like, oh, dude, you don't know how log files work. like that your entire assumption is based on ignorance. Like, you don't know how log files work. It's like, they work the same as mine. No, they're not going to be. Like, you don't understand how it works. Like, snack time? Lovely. I encourage snacks. I stay hydrated and eat some snacks. So I think it's so interesting to me to look at that kind of stuff and see how so many people don't know how something works and just have such strong opinions about it, and they're just wrong. It's really weird to me. It happens a lot. I don't like it. There's also it's so weird to me how my experience with Minecraft is everybody is the nicest people I've ever met. And the exception is PvP. PvP is such a crazy, toxic community. It's one of the worst communities I think I've ever seen. Legit. And it's so weird how just accepted. It's just weird to me how the difference is shocking, because everybody I've dealt with in Minecraft is so nice. Like, I always remember, this is so funny, when I was first playing, in my very first world where I had a little hole in a wall, and I wish I didn't catch this on camera, because I was trying to get a good shot for the thumbnail, so I wasn't recording it. And I didn't know how to get in or out of a boat, and I didn't know how to swim or anything like that. I was just like, it was one of the first times I was playing. Whoa, go down here to a boat. Yeah, let's do that. Go down here to a boat. And so this is so funny. It still cracks me up. So I accidentally got in a boat, and I didn't know how I did it. And then I actually got out of the boat because I didn't know how to get in or out. And I didn't know how to swim, so I just sunk to the bottom of the ocean, drowning. And then this gribbler, hey, we hit 500,000 blocks. Look at that. This gribbler just killed me while I was down at the bottom of the ocean. It just cracked me up so much. And people were so nice about it. Like everybody was so nice. They're like, oh, here's how you get in a boat, and here's how you do whatever. Because I was 100%. I know, like 500,000 blocks. I was 100% expecting people to be like, everybody knows you hold down Q and right click or something. I mean, some obscure thing, right? I was 100% expecting that, like, noob. And they weren't. Everybody was so kind and nice. Like, I'm so impressed with the Minecraft community in general, Can you believe that? 500,000 blocks. I know that's not a record, but I think most people probably don't travel that far in Minecraft. I mean, I am tempted to keep this world going, I have to say, but I like the idea of starting a brand new world, though. Every 500,000 blocks. Start a new one. Maybe every year, just because I feel like that even though worlds are the same, I feel like each individual seed is going to be unique. And I don't just mean unique in how it's laid out. I mean just overall unique in its overall feeling and impression. And I want to experience that. And I think if I keep just sticking to the one world, I'm going to know this world this well, but I might not know how diverse some of the other worlds are, And I don't know if that's true or not, but I feel like it is. I feel like it is. It's so crazy to think how far I've traveled in a little over a year. It would have been just a little over a year for this world. I've traveled 500,000 blocks. That's incredible. And still feel like this world has so much more to show me, And the game has so much more to show me too. Now see, this is the height of the red mushrooms that I'm more used to. Not like those gigantic ones The Netherlands mushrooms. Okay. I think I've hit the level in Supermarket Simulator, I think, where the video that drops this afternoon, I think I get to the level where I can change the actual name. You have to get to level 10, I think, before you're allowed to change your supermarket name, which is weird, but whatever. Okay. 500,000 blocks, that's so crazy. I mean, it's something, but I wonder who's the dude who traveled 16 million blocks to get to the end? To get to the, not the end, that's the thing, to get to the border, like in one of the early versions where there are these crazy mountains. I would say Jude Law, but that's not it. He's the trapper guy. Anyway, I think that's so interesting. It took him 14 years. 14 years. Can you imagine? 14 years. That's just so crazy. And I think he said he's going to explore, past the boundaries. You're pretty enough recording the video again? That'll happen. That happens sometimes. I got a little bit behind, not a little bit behind. I like to be, the sweet spot for me is like being about 2 weeks ahead. And I'm a little bit less than a week ahead just because I took off making some videos on was it Friday night, Thursday night, one of the nights. I just took the night off and just watched some of my favorite YouTubers, which is, I think, important to do sometimes, Have to manage that. Important. For your mental health sometimes. Take a little break. The other guess is I picked new 7, one of your favorite units. Nice. Happy to do it. I just like the name. Like I thought another interesting topic would be gatekeepers. Like there's so many people online who feel like things should be done a very specific way. And it happens in Minecraft. Like there were some early members of the community that were very much, you have to do it like this, you have to do it like this, you have to do it like this. And I don't mean necessarily maliciously, just felt like there were very specific ways of doing things. And some of the things they were absolutely right about. And one of the things they mentioned was I should be more efficient at mining. And I was like, that's not really who I am. I'm kind of a mess when it comes to that type of stuff. But I thought, so much of Minecraft is mining that I probably should be more efficient at it. So I looked up a couple of videos and learned the most efficient way to strip mine. And it was definitely a quality of life improvement. But there's other things too. Where I see people like I see people say, you should always 100% of the time use the exact right tool for everything. And I think that's generally good advice. But then I look at like really good Minecrafters and they're like, I don't care. They'll use their axe for something where they should be using something else, or something else for where they should be using their axe. And it's like, So I thought I might do a video on gatekeeping because I think it's interesting. I like the idea of that. I wonder, like, could you have a map? If I started making a map when I started at spawn, could I have a map, like a complete map of all that I've traveled? I don't think I could. I think it has to be a maximum size, right? I would think that there would be a maximum size of maps. And that you couldn't have a map that's 500, 500,000 blocks. I think that's probably the case. Here we go. Here we go. It's supposed to rain all next week. Which I do not like. Hey, village. I think we need the rain here, but because we've been a little bit droughty. But should we go to that village or not? What do you think? You know, let's do it. Let's go to that village. We skipped the last one, and our rule generally is you see a village, go to it. So we're gonna do that. We're backtracking a little bit. Not too bad. Can I drop in that die? Okay. Yeah, we'll go check out the village. Go check out that village. One of the things I would do when I was making games is I would look at rules from other games and use those as rules for so like here's an example. I might look at like some rules for a particular game of poker, for example. I'm not a particular card player or poker player, but I'd look at the rules for it and then I would design maybe some combat based on that. That was fun. That was a really good, interesting challenge. Weird buildings in this one. There we go. Whoa. This house is built on something very strange. It's not a house, I guess. It's a business. It's built on something very strange. I don't like it. That's scary. Man, the heck? A splurp? Sure. Why not? We'll sleep the night here. Heck yeah. Okay. This village is just sketchy as heck. I don't mean sketchy in terms of like dangerous. I just mean built over a cavern. Okay. Look at this. Another one. Oh, that's the same one, maybe. Where are we going? This way? Yes, this way. Okay. Good. Good. Look at these flowers. Actually, I've seen the purple ones before. They're pretty. This flower central, man. There was, as a prank, on Lifesteal, one of the users went into somebody else's base and put like 400 baby chickens that he fed like the golden dandelion. Hold on. That he fed the golden dandelion so that they would never grow up. So funny. So funny. That legitimately cracked me up. And even the guy that he did it to was like, I want to be mad, but this is really funny. Like, even he thought it was hysterical. I would not mind finding another mansion. I think it seems unlikely, but having 500 blocks, maybe not that unlikely. Maybe. Okay. Here we go. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's go around that because I will die if I fall down there. Oh, look how deep that is. Jeez. It's bedrock, so I could do a pretty easy water clutch, but still. Still. I think I'm going to make some fried rice this afternoon. That's sounding pretty good. I think I have everything I need for it, too. Okay. I've been kind of craving fried rice lately. Like, even, I love this. I mentioned this before, but it always is impressive to me how they have this they're able to create these biomes that are consistent with each other. Like we've been in one of these biomes before and it didn't look like this, you know? Coffee here. I love fried rice too. It's so good. What are we doing here? Go down here. Okay. I guess. Here we go. Kind of going back up. I love these gigantic trees too. Some of my favorites. I like the ones that are taller. Like the ones that are 4 but tall. I like those. Are we in a pale garden? Cool. I love how in the pale garden all the color desaturates. Like we go back out here, right? See how colorful it is? And it's not just the color. It's not just like everything's. They desaturate the colors. Look, see how that green is muted? It's so cool. And you get out and it slowly saturates again. It's so cool. Okay. How do I get down here without killing myself? Okay. There we go. Whoops. Go. See if we can boat for a little bit. You're building with pale trees. The wood looks so cool. I keep thinking I'd love to do a build that uses like the stripped cherry wood and the stripped pale trees. I think that would look really cool together. I think I can go this way. Maybe it's a little bit easier. A little bit easier, maybe. Okay. I installed Curse Forge and I have to figure out how to use it better because I'm not sure how to use it. I might ask in Discord because we have a lot of extremely knowledgeable Minecraft people there. Whoopsie. Don't want to go there. Or there. Or there. How do I get around here? You made a build with pale and cherry? Oh, a little castle? That sounds dope. That sounds really cool. I kind of can't wait to get back to doing some Stardew too. I think I'm gonna do a Stardew this week because I'm so close to finishing the community center. I'm so close. I think all I need is a pomegranate and like 4 apples. And I really want to see, I've never done that before. So I really want to see what it's like, what happens when you do that. Because I think when you finish the community center, I think that Joja goes away, I think. Hello. Sorry. I don't mean to phase through you. I apologize. Oopsie. Hello, how you doing? Okay. That's so funny. I didn't think we'd hit 500,000 in this video, but it's so cool we did. And then I did the live stream. I'm really excited about that. Done with the scripts. Nice. Well done. Okay. Where are we going here? We're going down here. Yep. And over here and down here. Yep, just keep going. Gonna keep going. Let's see. There we go. It just opens up. You got banned from the SCP Wiki? How come? That's not good. Uh-oh. Okay. I love the acacia trees. That's another wood I like building within Minecraft. It's always so interesting to me when you look at some of the stuff farther away. It always seems like there's so much stuff because it's all made with voxels and blocks. A lot of it looks so much like it's man-made, and you get closer, and it's obviously not. It's really funny. I find that interesting. Well, okay, sure. We'll just swim across here. We'll just swim across here. There we go. It's interesting to me how so much of big Minecraft content is scripted these days. Not all of it. It's like, I don't think Lifesteal is, but so much of it is like Looney's doing this series. And I didn't realize until I'd watched 3 or 4 videos, it's completely scripted. It's not presented as such, but it's completely scripted. Like, that's disappointing. And same with like Unstable SMP, right? I mean, I think that I like the idea. You say they used AI for your application? Oh, that sucks. That's fun. This thing that's so weird is so many people accuse things of being AI when it's objectively not. It's really weird. Look at you in your snappy red shirt. Just checking stuff out. Don't mind me. Don't close the door on me. How dare you? Is it just these 3 houses? I go to sleep one up. What was the game where people accused them of using? There's a game recently where people accused them of using AI. And the developers would come and like, no, we have not used AI. You have no proof of it. We didn't use AI. Like, yeah, did they hit with so many Roblox YouTubers get demonetized because YouTube AI says it's all slop? Oh, that sucks. Yeah. The thing I don't get about YouTube is they're trying to sort of stop all the AI slop, but at the same time, they're also releasing that stupid shorts thing where you can give an AI prompt and it'll create a short for you. It's just like mixed messages. Like I can't help but feel, and I mentioned this in the AMA, that if the previous CEO was still around, rest in peace, that she would have a better vision and direction for YouTube than the current CEO. But I feel like he's just 100% all in on the Mr. Beast train, you know? And it's disappointing. It's really disappointing, you know, to see that. And it's like I said, I'm just going to keep doing my thing because I like the work I'm doing. I think I'm doing some of the best stuff that I've done so far. And I think that I'd like to think that in as small of an influence as it has, I would like to think that my channel is a positive influence in an ecosystem that has that is more and more being less positive about that stuff. You would never use this AI feature and stuff? You only use AI voice? Yeah, sure, I understand that. I 100% understand that. There's a lot of people who don't like using their own voice. I had somebody once accuse my voice of being AI. I thought it was really funny. It cracked me up. It legitimately cracked me up. I thought it was really, really funny. I just jokingly was like, busted. I'm not going to address it. I just thought it was funny. I was trying to talk to somebody, they were like, all AI sucks. So it's like, not all AI is generative AI, right? Like, you look back in like the 90s, there was a thing called the Human Genome Project where they mapped all DNA and genes like that was possible for humans. It's really cool. It's really, and we still haven't even begun to start using it, but you see a lot of really interesting things that are resulting scientifically because of that. The current project happening now with our mapping protein sequences, and it's impossible to do without AI. And again, it's not ChatGPT. These are very specific models that very specifically map proteins. Apparently, what protein is just a different sequences of amino acids, and the different sequences of amino acids. And so, the impact is probably some of the biggest impact that humanity could ever have. Things like, imagine this, things like single-use plastics that are completely biodegradable and actually help the environment instead of hurt it. Like cures for cancer, and like it's amazing, and it's impossible to do without AI. Some of the most sophisticated AI models are protein sequencers. It's really cool. And so when people say I hate all AI, what they mean is they hate ChatGPT and generative AI. And I don't disagree with that. I feel like that generative AI is all frosting and no cake. And I know so many people that stop using search engines and say, I just asked ChatGPT. And yeah, but it's confidently wrong 30 to 70% of the time. You know, like don't do that. It's crazy to me how much at work we have some people who are trying to convince everybody to vibe code. You know, it's basically not actual code, but code, having AI, you prompt AI and it writes the code for you. And it's like, but that's not, AI is not going to write scalable, maintainable software. It's just not. Like, it's garbage. And then when you have to fix it, you're going to spend more time fixing it than you would have just writing it by yourself in the first place. It's just so weird to me. I feel like Markiplier said this. He said that he's not overly concerned about AI taking away things from creative fields, because his view is that anyone who's using AI to create this slop doesn't care about the quality of it anyway. And I felt like I really, really like that position. Anybody who cares about this, they would never have paid for and never have used quality, like a quality artist or like an illustrator, for example. Anybody who uses AI slop was never interested in paying an illustrator or a graphic designer for their skills. And I think that's a really good way to look at it. I really like that. And it cracks me up when he hears, people like Sam Altman, who clearly doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to AI, saying that movies will be obsolete because AI can just create a custom thing for you. It's like, that's just not true without it being absolute garbage. Okay. But again, the opposite of that, there's such a backlash. People have this weird Can I go in here without dying? Yeah, good. People just have this weird view that all AI is ChatGPT and that it's all useless. And it's just trying to explain to them. Again, this is confirmation bias as well, right? Trying to explain to them that what you're saying is right, but it's a small subsection of AI. The one of the founders of Google mentioned, and I think this is true, that the most exciting things happening in AI currently are absolutely 100% the most boring. Things like predictive analytics, where they can accurately predict what's going to, like how users are going to use a particular product or something. That's really cool and amazing. And predict, help you predict, oh, that's going to kill me because that's a huge drop and I don't want to go down there. Right? Yep. Kind of dodged a bullet with that one. Another one there. Can I? How do I? Oh my gosh. Can I just come over here? Yeah. Let's see if I can make it without going down. There we go. Okay, there. Good. Nearly done? Nice. That's awesome. And there's even at my work, there's such a push to use AI. And it's like, without any thought about how it's going to save us a ton of money. How? Like, I was thinking about this the other day, there's some people who talk about, like, from a design standpoint, for example, like architects use AI because it helps them in the very, very initial concepting stages before they start designing a building. And the architects view it as you don't have to start with a blank canvas. And I think that's interesting. But, as somebody who used to be a professional musician, like if you have a commission for, let's say some orchestral piece or something, right? You have a commission for some chamber orchestra piece, not even a full orchestra. So many people I know who weren't professional musicians are like, well, I just wait for inspiration. You can't do that when you're a professional. Like, you have to generate inspiration yourself, and it's a learned skill. And I'm not saying it's easy because it's hard, but if you learn how to generate inspiration for yourself, that's an important skill that can overlap into many aspects of your life. And I just feel like a lot of times people using AI as a shortcut when they're losing some aspects of the skills. I mean, it's an interesting thing. I was reading a thing about how they're starting to teach cursive writing in schools again, because a lot of Gen Z is lacking fine motor skills. And nobody sort of realized that there's a direct correlation between cursive writing and fine motor skills. I thought that was really interesting. It's one of the reasons why California, for example, is putting cursive writing back in the curriculum. I thought that was fascinating. So many subtle things about humans. It's so interesting. Yeah, you should look up the protein sequencing thing because it's really cool. If you're interested at all, it's really, really cool. So, and the like I said, the ramifications are just stunning. Look at that crazy tree. The heck? What is that? Is that just one tree? Look at that. Let's I know what we'll do. Let's make a bed. No. And make a bed. Put this in our inventory. Here. Sleep through the night. Set our spawn points. If we die, we won't lose all this 500,000 blocks we've traveled. Hold on. I'll just get one of these. Excuse me. Thank you. Cool. Keep going. Even like this one. This is such an interesting biome. Look at this. I want to go look at that tree. Is that just one tree or is it a bunch of trees that are kind of glumped together? I can't tell. I think it's one tree. No, it's not. It's like it's two trees. That's so weird. What an odd thing. Hey, you stupid jerk. What do you got? As usual, garbage. I still don't like that guy. Okay. Oopsie. Okay, here we go. I read that there's somebody outside my window with a leaf blower. Sorry if you can hear that. I don't think the mic picks that up, but I read that some MIT students created a leaf blower that is virtually silent. And they already have like a deal with, I think, Black Decker or something like that. That's really cool. That is really cool. There are some cities that mandate, that outlaw gas-powered leaf blowers. You have to use electric because they're quieter. I wouldn't mind that. I found a mangrove in the world. In fact, I found one maybe 2 videos ago, I think. They're so cool. I hadn't seen one before. It's the first time seeing them. It's really neat. That sheep is toast. Which is too bad. But, wolves got a wolf, I guess. The mangroves are cool. The mangroves are really cool. The first time I saw that, too. Where are we going? I guess we're going up here. I didn't mean to do that. Because I don't want those. Whatever. We'll use them for something, I'm sure. Oops. Whoa. Hello. Whoa. Can we go around there? I think it's interesting how almost no animals will hurt you in Minecraft is it true that the only exception of animals that will hurt you, I mean, the llamas will bite you if you smack them, but in general they're chill, but polar bears will attack you if you get between like a mama polar bear and her cub. They'll attack you. I think is that the only animal that attacks you in Minecraft? I think it is. I think. Unless you, like I said, unless you smack a llama or something like that in it. It gets mad at you. Which is, I mean, honestly, fair enough, right? Fair enough. Okay, here we go. Look at that. That's so cool. It's the real life? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the thing that's interesting about that is like polar bears are the only bear that will hunt down, track, and kill and eat humans. Like not that other bears like grizzly bears you have to be careful about. Polar bears will hunt down and track you and eat you. Like polar bears are legit scary. They look really cool, but they're scary. Like they're just gigantic murder machines. Okay. Here we go. Okay. I think wonder how many people play the large biome world type. Because I kind of don't understand quite why it exists. And I understand that it's closer to reality than these small biomes, but I'm just curious if anybody really enjoys playing that. Goats randomly ram you if you stand still too long? I didn't know that. That's hysterical. Just like real life. I was one of the part-time jobs I had when I was a musician. I was going to college. Was I would deliver newspapers. There was a newspaper that was like weekend only, Saturday and Sunday only, in this small little town out near where I went to college. And so after I would do a gig, I'd be done playing a gig at like, midnight or 1. Then I would go to the thing and at like 2 a.m. and spend a couple hours delivering newspapers to these rural areas. And it was I used to deliver to a goat farm. And it was always so funny because I never quite understood why they got the newspaper, because 100% of the time, literally 100% of the time, I'd drive by and I'd throw the newspaper up there and all of the goats would run up and just eat it. Like 100% of the time. They never complained that they never got the paper. They never anything. They just like, they paid, they paid for their subscription. They kept it up. They never got a single paper. The goats ate it every single time. That's so funny. And goats, I always think goats have really cool eyes because their pupils are square. Let's see. Go up here. Anyway, I just thought about that, the newspaper and the goats. That's so funny. I've told that before. A little paper snack. That's right. Yeah, a little pre-breakfast paper snack. Sure. As one does. So funny. Oh, see these types of views. Can I drop without dying? Look at it. That's just spectacular. So cool. Ouch. So cool. I was mentioning how when I was going to university, I had a job delivering newspapers on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. So like Friday night at 2 a.m., I would go deliver newspapers, and there was a goat farm there. And 100% of the time, literally 100% of the time, I'd throw the newspaper from my car, and the goats would run up and just eat it. They never complained. They never anything like the people got it. Never complained. They never got the paper. Never anything like it was. I don't know why they kept getting the newspaper, but 100% of the time the goats would run up, like a bunch of goats would run up and just eat it. It was really funny. Sometimes like if it was at the very end of my route, it'd be like 6 a.m, and the people would get up and I'd stop and talk to them, and they'd let me pet the goats. Maybe they thought of me as their waiter. I love in actions and stuff how they change. Well, no, they're not doing it, but how they change your arm movements based on whether you're underwater or above water to be more realistic. I think that's cool. Copper? Cherry. I think cherry's probably my favorite biome. Oops, where am I going? This way? Going this way, okay. Got a little off kilter. Sidetracked. Just a bit. You really like the swamps? Yeah, I've only been to a couple of swamps. I haven't been to that many, but they are pretty cool. kind of got distracted and headed in a slightly different direction. But that's okay. This is about exploring. I'm just generally heading one direction. Look at that. Look at that gigantic cave. That is so cool. Look how huge that is. That's really neat. Oh, the moon coming up while the sun's going down. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Dandelion. Gotta have an army? Looks like frog, like an army of frogs? Wait, why do you have an army of frogs? Is there a use for it besides just being a fun thing? I'm going to travel a little more at night here, I think. There we go. You think they're cute? They are pretty cute. It's true. Okay. They are pretty cute. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. I love these you get these cinematic views, you know, standing up there and you can just see as far as your Minecraft eyes can see. Guys, this is so good. Look, I love just even how the trees are clumped in very specific ways. It's really cool. Let's see. Probably boat this since it's quite a ways. Probably boat it. You found an armadillo? Nice. Don't you breed those with spider eyes? Is that right? I think it is. What's my favorite mob in Minecraft? That's a good question. I like the cats. I mean, honestly. I like the cats. I mean, it's probably my favorite mob in Minecraft and in real life. I like, in actions and stuff, I really like the animations for the pigs. Holy crap. That's... How do I get around here? Oh my gosh. Okay, the sassy little animation and actions and stuff of the pigs makes me really like the pigs quite a bit, actually. Which way am I going? This way? No, this way. Okay. Just a single pumpkin. Maybe it heard my story from earlier. My pumpkin story. Oops. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see. I should wear the pumpkin. I'm tempted when I go to the end for the first time to kill the Ender Dragon to wear the pumpkin. I know it reduces your this ability, but I swear I'm going to look straight at Enderman. Like, oh, a couple more. Look at that. Lovely. Okay. Oops. Whoa. Okay. We'll just go around that. Just go around that. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. I find myself in other games trying to do the jumpy skip walk thing. And realize, oh yeah, they're not, other games aren't Minecraft. What is that over there? Can't tell. Is that a village or? Oh no, it's just. What is that, lava or like a? It must be lava. I love how calming the Minecraft music. I agree. The Minecraft music is not just amazing. I feel like it's there's something I've watched these before. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. It's not just that it's random, even though I realize it's randomized. It creates moments. Oh yeah, it's a village. Huh. And it can make something that seems just an arbitrary thing that you're doing special. It's really interesting to me how they do that. I think it's fascinating. What's in here? Nothing? Okay. Hello? What do you got? Nothing I want. Several of those tiny homes that don't really have, tiny buildings I should say, that don't really have, seemingly have a use. Interesting. There we go. I don't care about that. Open up that too. Just so we know. It's odd. I already went in there. Sorry, kitty, I'm not trying to scare you. We'll go up here. Oh, we can do these ones down here first, I guess. Lots of chests in this one. Yeah, that building, I don't know what that is. I'm not sure I've seen that before. Not sure I've seen that before. We'll put these in here. And these. We don't need them. Somebody doesn't come back like, who put leaves in in my who put leaves in my chest? Like, that's weird. Okay. We're just starting to wake up, I think. Just about. Nope, still sleeping. Maybe it's the weekend. They can sleep in a little bit. Oh, here we go. Okay. Video up tomorrow? Awesome. Awesome. That's fantastic. I can't wait to see it. Hello. How you doing? That's fantastic. Okay. Oopsie. Here we go. Okay. Heading along. Popping along. Get to another biome. I do really wish there was a way to tell what the biomes were in Bedrock. Like it would just tell you, you know, like it does in Java. Oh, tulips. Nice. Ooh, what's going up here? Oh, it just kind of opens up. Yeah, nice. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Whoa. That's troubling. I mean, not that troubling, but I just have to find a way around it. That wasn't too bad. That was not too bad. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah, pumpkins everywhere. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And again, just like kind of bordering into the biome here. So they have this really nice transition between the two. That's just great. That's fine. Walk it off. You'll be fine. Just notice the Enderman you put in the thumbnail. Oh, yeah. Yep. Just kind of peeking in. Oh, look, just opened up into the plains. Very cool. Excuse me, coming through. Hi, Science Visuals. How's it going? Crazy deal? Not interested. I appreciate the hustle, though. I appreciate the hustle, but I'm not interested. Okay. Is this do we border on a desert, maybe? Maybe just a beach. Not sure. Not sure. Okay. Okay. Pig. All right, what do we got going here? Can we cross here? Maybe. So I like those really tall trees. They look really cool. How do we do? Let's see. Maybe we can get in a boat. Let's go this way. Here we go. Oh, I get a parrot. That's true. I could get a parrot. Not a bad idea, actually. Have it on my shoulder. Yeah, like a pirate. Oh, an ocelot. I don't think you can tame ocelots. I'm not sure if they're like other cats. I don't think you can. Okay. A pig and a sheep. They're blending into each other. Hold on. You can just turn to cats after. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I'll have to check into that. Look at this. Look at that interesting thing over there in the distance. Jump. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. We can go over here. This looks cool. Let's head over this way. Oh, you no longer can't. Just gain their trust. Okay, that's too bad. Not too surprising, but a little bit of a shame. Look at that wolf. Okay. Whoa. I can jump over it. That's fine. That's fine. Can't believe I got 500,000 blocks. That's crazy. So interesting. Okay. Oh, here we are. Sun's going down. We got a mountain to tackle. But I do think that's probably a pretty good place to end this live stream. Thank you so much, every single one of you, for tagging along with me as I just cruise through peaceful Minecraft, exploring. I've gone 500,000 blocks. 500,000. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I had a bunch of fun too. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you in the Discord. Thanks for tagging along, and I will see you next week. if not sooner. Everybody have an absolutely fantastic week. And I'll see you next time.